do you remember about the 1985 Patriots? 40 years later, we're going back to tell the story of the first Patriots team to make it to a Super Bowl, a special team that blazed a pathway that we much traveled over the next 4 decades. Hear from the players and coaches, as well as the sounds from television and radio that define the season, as we uncover what made this a Patriots team to remember, even if they didn't win a Super Bowl championship.
Hector stopped by Tippett. Annihilated might be a better word.
Intercepted. Patriots. David Claiborne. Runs it back. Touchdown. New England. The defense scores. Rogan's back looking to throw. Fires this one to Pryor. Touchdown. Stanley Morgan. Touchdown. Still going on his rattle. 35 to 40 to 25 to 20. 50 to 5. He's got it all. Touchdown. There's Irving Pryor running it all the way for a touchdown. 85 yards. Irving Pryor. Decent rolling out to the right side. Avoiding the pressure. On the run. He throws. Complete for a touchdown. Lynn Dawson in the end zone. 6 points, Patriots. Touchdown, Patriots. Tony Collins. The Patriots have the lead.
I'm Mike Dussault, and this is a Patriots Super Bowl Sound Odyssey, 1985. Episode 3, Who Are We?
Hope springs eternal for both these clubs that are trying to get into the playoff picture. They were respectable last year. This year, they're trying to turn the corner.
The 1985 Patriots came out of training camp with belief. Head coach Raymond Berry had built a team that was detailed, focused, and united. But belief only gets you so far. They had to produce results on the field.
On a beautiful fall Sunday afternoon, welcome to Sullivan Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Last year, the Green Bay Packers finished second in their division, the NFC Central at 8-8, the New England Patriots also second, AFC East 9-7. This preseason, the Packers and Patriots both have identical records of 1-3 after suffering many injuries up front. The weather conditions this afternoon are absolutely perfect and shouldn't have any effect on the ball game. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Hill, along with John Dockery and John. The 85 season about to begin. New hopes and new expectations.
September 8th, 1985. The season began with the Patriots facing the Green Bay Packers at Sullivan Stadium. With Stanley Morgan out of the lineup, Cedric Jones would step into a key role, delivering the season's first reception.
Eason is back to pass. Throws to the near sideline, and it is complete. Pass is complete to Cedric Jones, knocked out of bounds by Mark Lee.
And it seems to be obvious from the very beginning what both teams are going to do. Forsberg ran the ball 3 times. What does New England do? They come out throwing right now. Raymond Berry's philosophy is to use balance, get the ball upfield with his quarterback, Tony Eason. You might be surprised to know that Tony Eason was a 3rd-rated quarterback in the NFL last year, behind such names as Marino and Montana.
We weren't picked to be a great team that year. You know, nobody thought that we would be the best team in the AFC. You know, Miami had a powerhouse with those guys. The Jets were pretty good, and the Raiders obviously were good. But, we started off this season against Green Bay.
The Patriots wasted little time getting off to an impressive start, with Tony Eason making big plays through the air.
Eason back, throwing across the middle, complete to Irving Pryor. Pryor gets loose. First down, Patriots at the 11-yard line. Hand off to Tony Collins. Back to the near sidelines. He's at the 10. And he scored. An 11-yard touchdown run by Tony Collins, and it was absolutely outstanding.
The first drive of the season was a success and showed the balance that the offense would have when they were at their absolute best. But it was the defense that flashed the most, racking up 7 sacks, including 3 each by Andre Tippett and Don Blackman.
3rd down and 10. Dropped by Andre Tippett. Here's Dickey as the Packers are not playing some of their best football, but the Patriots are. There he is again, Andre Tippett, dropping Dickey back at about the 10-yard line. The blitz is on. Safety for New England. Don Blackman. Watch out. Dickey's hit again. That's Andre Tippett, who comes in and really blasts Lynn Dickey.
Is Dickey all right is my question.
And Dickey is down. First pressure was put in by Don Blackman. The Packers are trying to get back. Blackman in again. That's 6 sacks this afternoon for New England.
After recording 18.5 sacks in 1984, Tippett was quickly on his way to 16.5 in 1985.
We all complimented each other very well. And, it's like, if I didn't get to you, Donnie was going to get to you. If Donnie didn't get to you, you better damn well know that you better get rid of that ball or you better make the block because I'm going to get to you. And I think we fed off of each other. It was like Don Blackman and I, we looked at each other every game, and we were out there to knock the hell out of somebody.
Rookie Garen Veras picked up the first sack of his career in his very first game.
The blitz is on, and Dickey goes down again.
Darren Verse.
Because, I mean, I was kind of designated as a pass rusher coming in on third and long situations or passing situations. And, I still vividly remember that game against Green Bay and my first quarterback sack against Glenn Dickey. I went back and I've got the actual film, black and white film that the Patriots actually, took for games, and I was able to get a copy of that, and that's one of my most prized possessions, my first NFL sack, and it was an exciting time.
Packers quarterback Lynn Dickey completed just 14 of 29 passes and was picked off once, as the pass rush and coverage perfectly blended together. The foursome in the secondary of Raymond Claiborne and Ronnie Lepet at cornerback and Roland James and Fred Marion at safety had played together for 2 years already and were quickly becoming one of the most talented groups in the NFL. 1983 eighth-round pick Lepet was the last piece added to what will become a shutdown secondary.
Fred Marion played with me at the University of Miami, so we kind of clicked already. I knew if I made a mistake, so I was kind of cheating a little bit because when I made a mistake, I knew Fred would back me up. Fred could see everything, and Claiborne's was super fast. He ran flat foot fast. Now, if anyone knows anything about running flat foot and be fast at it, that is phenomenal. That is so hard to do, but it was just amazing. And to see Roland James, who's my best friend up here, he was fantastic. I saw him knock down a pulling guard. I go, oh my goodness, this dude is only 190 pounds. He's knocking down a pulling guard. I'm not doing that. I'm just going to cut him. I'll cut him. We had a good group of defensive backs, and we hardly ever blitz. As a matter of fact, we didn't blitz. We had the guys up front that can take care of business, man.
The experienced group of safeties and corners also paid dividends in practice, challenging receivers like Cedric Jones and 1984 first overall pick Irving Fryer and helping them develop into game-changing players.
Going against Ronnie and Raymond in practice, and then Fred was just, we call him the Ranger. He ranged back and forth back there in the secondary. He was tremendous. He was my roommate my rookie year, and we both had twins that year too. So he's just a special guy, a special player. Not the fastest, not the biggest, not the strongest, but always in the right place. A very intelligent player, recognized sets, and just had a great jump on breaking to the football.
So as a wingback in college, my one-on-ones in practice were in a three-point stance, blocking down on defensive ends or blocking linebackers. My one-on-ones in practice never at Nebraska were me standing up or even split out, running routes against the defensive back. So the first time I had ever run a route against a defensive back standing up was my first day in training camp. I'd never done that before. And, I got my behind whooped quite a few times because Raymond Claiborne and Ronnie Lepet, those guys did not play. They were great cornerbacks, and I had to face them every day. So it was a learning curve for me that was pretty long. It took me a minute to get my feet up underneath me to learn how to be a wide receiver.
Here's James again, back to the inside, and he has some running room. You better look out. James will score.
Greg James' 65-yard touchdown run midway through the fourth quarter effectively put the game away, despite the final 2 scores from Green Bay that made things look more interesting than they were. The Pats' 4 lost fumbles also added to it. But Tony Eason completed 21 of 28 passes for 241 yards, while the multi-pronged ground game piled up 208 rushing yards, maintaining possession for nearly 37 minutes. The 410 yards of total offense would be the team's 4th highest output of the season, while their 205 yards allowed would be the 2nd lowest total. It was a total team win right out of the gate. The Patriots were 1-0, but the next game would be a reality check.
The New England Patriots have come to Chicago, led by their young quarterback Tony Eason from Illinois, a rising star, but today he has to contend with the overpowering Chicago Bear defense.
September 15th, Week 2, Soldier Field. The 1985 Chicago Bears. The monsters of the Midway, who were in the second week of what would be one of the most dominant seasons in NFL history. But at this point, everyone was still finding out about Buddy Ryan's 46 defense.
Well, the Bears have had a chip on their defensive shoulder for about the last 50 years. But in 1984, they terrorized the NFL with a league record 72 sacks. Now, the brainchild of Buddy Ryan, this defense is called a 46. The New England Patriots will have to face this about 80% of the time today. And, of course, the Patriots last year gave up 66 sacks. And the offensive line is hurt. This is an awesome responsibility and challenge for the New England Patriots offense.
The Bears' defense was suffocating. Eason was sacked 6 times and threw 3 interceptions while completing just 15 of 35 passes. The Patriots managed just 206 yards and 7 points behind a shorthanded offense without John Hanna, Stanley Morgan, and Irving Fryer in the lineup. Chicago scored on their first drive and then proceeded to systematically dismantle the Patriots.
They don't want him to run. McKinnon's open. Touchdown, Chicago. Bears make it happen fast. A 32-yard play.
Don Fred Marion of the New England Patriots had the coverage. A half roll by Jim McMahon. This is bad news for the Patriots already.
From the shotgun on 3rd and 8. And Eason does very well just to go down before he gets hit with a head-on shot from Singletary. Here comes Jesse Craig James, and the Bears aren't going to give him a thing. They're going to give him about a 5-yard deficit. Eason gets time. He's intercepted. Vincent with his 32nd career interception. Eason sacked for a second time. That was Singletary coming on the blitz. Intercepted. Singletary. Eason has a play on him, and Singletary takes it down to the 16-yard line.
Eason's 3rd interception. Today, the performance by the Chicago Bear offense and defense. The offense was not spectacular. It was functional with about 3 or 4 big plays all day long. It was totally the Chicago Bear defense, just stifling, absolutely stifling the New England Patriots.
It would be the Patriots' second lowest offensive output of the entire 1985 season, only to be topped by the rematch against the Bears in the Super Bowl. The 85 Bears were unstoppable for everyone but Dan Marino and the Dolphins, and Ronnie Lepet got a lesson in trying to lay a hit on a refrigerator.
One time I hit Refrigerator Perry in the stomach as hard as I could. He didn't feel a thing. I backed up then. But the whole guy's coming and grabbing me. I try to pretend that I was going to jump over their back. I'll get you. I'm like, please, man, stay right there. I don't want no parts of this guy.
But there was one Patriots play to remember, as Craig James took a dump-off pass from Easton 90 yards for a touchdown in the 4th quarter that at least got the Patriots on the scoreboard late.
Richard Dent, I have become friends with and been around more than when we played. And he always gave me a hard time. I said, yeah, but Richard, it seems like I still remember that I think I own the Soldier Field longest pass reception touchdown in history. 90 yards.
Eason still in the game, still pitching. Lofts one downfield. There's a man open. This could go the distance. James is on the run. This is going to be a touchdown for the Patriots. 90 yards, and the Patriots are in the end zone. James beat the linebacker, and Tony Eason, standing in against an all-out rush, throws a perfect ball. So the Patriots finally explode and get on the board, a 90-yard pass play.
Final score, Bears 20, Patriots 7. The Patriots were 1-1, but Berry didn't panic.
Well, what a great story, Raymond Berry. What a great talk we had last night with him as he took over an hour with us, Bob, just to kind of share his thoughts about the team. Said it was a pleasure to coach this team.
And a team in large part is a reflection of their coach, and that's the New England Patriots in 1985.
Week 3, the Patriots stayed on the road for a second straight week to face their divisional rivals, the Buffalo Bills. It was a rock fight, ugly, physical, and close. New England took a 10-7 lead into the locker room at halftime as Berry's offense dug into their bag of tricks and had running back Craig James throw a 5-yard touchdown to take the lead before the break.
And again, James to throw to Tony Collins. Touchdown!
Well, just when you think it's predictable, it's unpredictable. A great call by that man, Raymond Berry, a run pass.
The halfback pass was amazing because it forced, if I'm back there at tailback and they would give me that, and I ran it in college, I threw a bunch as well. It forced the safety just to pause, or the corner coming up. Is he going to throw it? Or is he really going to run this thing? And it just gave me just a little bit of an edge.
Back in the lineup after missing the Bears game, Irving Fryer would put the game away early in the 3rd quarter with an 85-yard punt return. His first of 2 touchdown returns that would help send the 1984 number 1 overall pick to his first Pro Bowl and also earn him a second-team All-Pro nod.
Fryer at the 15. Gets a block. Gets away. Outruns Kidd. He could go. A touchdown for Irving Fryer. An 85-yard touchdown return.
Special teams coordinator Dante Scarnecchia helped Fryer make a monstrous second-year leap.
We could make plays in a variety of ways. Irving Fryer was unbelievable punt returner, led the league in punt returns. Tony Franklin and Rich Camarillo were great kickers, and our coverage units were really, really good because we had a lot of special teams players that knew their roles and bought in. It just seems like it came from everywhere.
Right now, Raymond Berry wants to get out of here with a win. He's played a team that's been very fired up. They've played extremely well today, meaning the Buffalo team, but of course, so has the New England Patriots.
The New England Patriots have extended their winning streak over the Buffalo Bills to 6 games.
Final score, Patriots 17, Bills 14. At 2-1, the Patriots were finding ways to win, even if for the second week in a row they produced just 200 yards of total offense. But the next 2 weeks would test their resolve.
For the Patriots, it is the first full season for new head coach Raymond Berry, which means a new system, new terminology, and there are some who are saying that Berry is just too conservative.
Well, there's no question. I think he knows he's been too conservative. The other problem has been Tony Eason. A little bit too erratic. He needs to get back in gear.
September 29th, week 4. The Patriots returned to Foxborough to face the Los Angeles Raiders, with their rivalry nearly a decade old.
Raiders have had their problems in the state of Massachusetts. In fact, they are 0-2 here in Foxborough. I know this is not one of your favorite places to play.
Exactly. In 1976, the Raiders were here, lost only one game all year, 48-17 against the Pats right here. Tough stadium to play in.
The Raiders were without starting quarterback Jim Plunkett, subbing in backup Mark Wilson. It was a preview of the eventual AFC divisional playoff game to come, and the offensive fireworks began in the first quarter. The Patriots' turnover-forcing defense struck on the very first pass of the game.
Mark Wilson replacing the injured Jim Plunkett with Allen and Hawkins at the running backs. And Wilson throwing on first down, and it's picked off. Ronnie Lippett going right to work. And the Patriots will take over.
New England took a 3-0 lead thanks to the pick. But on their next possession, a Tony Eason interception would hand the lead back to the Raiders.
And it's picked off now by the Raiders. Lester Hayes runs it in from 26 yards away.
Eason is trying to get the ball to number 80, Irving Fryer, on a little down and out. An ill-advised throw because Hayes, man-to-man coverage, is looking back the entire way, steps in front. Ball was a little bit behind him. Both quarterbacks having problems starting off on their first couple of series.
Undeterred, Eason would bounce back, hitting Fryer for a 40-yard touchdown as the two AFC rivals traded body blows.
Eason out of the shotgun, stepping up. Irving Fryer on a 40-yard pass play. Longest career reception for Irving Fryer, a 40-yard pass play, his second career TD in the NFL. He ran one in on a punt last week.
But the Raiders answered again, this time with a 38-yard pass that made the score 14-10 Raiders after the first quarter.
Wilson with time. There's a man wide open. It's Dokey Williams. Touchdown. Dokey Williams leaving Ronnie Lippett behind. And the Raiders recapture the lead in what has been an explosive first quarter.
In the second quarter, the Patriots drew within 1 point on a Tony Franklin field goal. Then the defense would come through again, with Andre Tippett recovering a botched punt snap and taking it to the house for his first of only 2 touchdowns in his career.
That the Patriots are getting the lively ball. Lively snap. Look out. And it will be goodbye. The Karate Kid did not need any martial arts maneuvers to pick up this one.
That felt good. I think that was my first. I think I only got 2 touchdowns in my whole career. I mean, I've never, I can't do everything. Sacks, touchdowns, guys got a ton of tackles. But, it's just being around the football and turnovers again.
Special teams coach Dante Scarnecchia's unit was starting to stack weekly game-changing plays.
We had a real knack for knocking the ball out of returners and getting fumbles. And then I don't even remember, it was like 4 or 5 occasions we're able to return them for touchdowns. So, they were just really, it was a special group of guys. But, and you need, if you have a good football team, you need to be good on offense, defense, and special teams. And we were certainly good in all 3 of those areas.
The Patriots led 20-14 at halftime, but the second half was all Raiders.
Loose ball. And the Raiders have scored. Look to be Lyle Alzado. And let's see. Touchdown. Todd Christensen. Able to catch it back of the end zone, and the Raiders do get scramble and succeed with the big play. And this time it is picked off. Sam Seal, 37-yard touchdown off the interception. And Eason throwing on the run.
It's just getting worse for Tony Eason.
Jeff Barnes able to pick it off.
There are times when you have to admit that the game is over and admit the loss. Take your man out of there and let somebody else come in. This is a tough situation. I've been through some of these, and I'll tell you, when the coach took me out, I was glad of it. Let the other guy go in and get his brains beat out.
3 of the Patriots' 4 turnovers led directly to touchdowns as the Raiders rolled 35-20, evening the Patriots' season record at 2-2.
Time has run out on the New England Patriots. So the Raiders with a bounce-back victory following the clobbering at the hands of the 49ers last week have turned it to defeat the Patriots by the score of 35-20.
Things would bottom out the next week in Cleveland.
Raymond Berry, in his first full year as head coach of the New England Patriots, finding that so many first-year coaches find in this league, Bob, and that is, it is tough to win.
And sometimes you're not in control of your own destiny, Phil. That's what's the tough part about coaching.
October 6th, Cleveland Municipal Stadium. Patriots are coming off a tough loss and needed to get back on course. But the Browns had other plans.
Oh, look at that hole on the left side. Cleveland, touchdown.
Patriots got an early boost on another special team score when Johnny Rembert recovered a fumble in the end zone. But it was another up-and-down effort from Eason, who threw for over 300 yards for the only time in the 1985 season, but also threw another interception to give him a league-leading 9 through the first 5 games of the season, and took 2 more sacks for a league-leading 15 in 5 games.
That's Derwin Williams in motion. Flags are down everywhere, and so is Tony Eason. Oh, was he stuck by Chip Banks.
Still, the Pats took the lead in the third quarter on a 22-yard touchdown strike to Stanley Morgan.
Who's got the football? Stanley Morgan. Oh, my, what a catch. What a catch.
He took a hit that I don't believe. What concentration. The ball is deflected, bobbling the ball while he's bobbling it. Right midfield, takes a lick on him, and he comes down with the ball. That is a pressure catch.
But they couldn't maintain it, allowing a go-ahead touchdown by the Browns in the fourth quarter. The Patriots had one final chance to pull out the win, driving late in the fourth quarter into Cleveland territory with the game coming down to a final 4th and 3.
Tony Eason had wide open real estate in front of him. Here you see Clay Matthews trailing the receiver, obstructing his vision just enough to make it a very difficult catch, and he couldn't get it done. But the play before this, Tony Eason had 3rd down, a 2nd down and 3 yards to go. He had at least 10 yards of open field in front of him. He should have run the ball.
This bat is coming alive on 4th down and 3 with 1:49 to play.
For all the marbles. Big Daddy Carl Harrison, the oldest dog of them all, makes the big play, Phil. Carl Harrison in his 10th year, most of his career spent in Philadelphia, makes the play of plays here in this long day in Cleveland, Ohio.
Now for the Patriots, you can again go back to what has plagued this team ever since the regular season began for the most part, Bob, and that is a lack of being able to move the ball on a consistent basis.
It was the second straight loss, with turnovers again playing a central role. At 2-3, Andre Tippett had seen enough.
I freaked out in the Cleveland game because I looked around because it looked like everybody was just a casual butt kicking. You know, there's no big. And I'm like, no, we all should be pissed. You should be upset. You should be shaming yourselves. And I freaked out. I tore the Cleveland Municipal Stadium. They had wooden lockers. I punched, kicked 5 or 6 lockers. I don't know what kind of bill they may have sent Pat Sullivan for the damage that I caused in there, but I did it and I freaked out and it was a controlled freak out because I was just like, we're a better football team than this. Shame on us for going out there playing the way we did.
But Tippett's freakout was a welcome one by Ronnie Lepet.
I got out of the way and he threw this chair or whatever the heck he threw. It stuck in the ground. I'm like, oh my God, man. This is what I'm used to at the University of Miami, you know. And this is something that we needed to get going. It was like this. Oh, I remember coming from the University of Miami, when we would lose, you better have some emotions on your face. You better be sad. You better be disappointed in yourself. You better have all of that. And when I got there, we didn't have that. And it took Andre to just get us going with enough of the other guys.
Even the GM, Patrick Sullivan, took note of the post-game locker room, as Tippett's tirade was a potential turning point.
I was not in the room at that point in time, but I understand that it was a little bit more than a rah-rah speech. It was some furniture flying and stuff like that, And as you say, Andre Tippett is absolutely one of the great gentlemen you'd ever meet, but boy, you wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of him.
I just kind of aired the room. I think I may have said what a lot of people were thinking, and people were like, man, I ain't never seen you like that, brother. I mean, you said some things and did some things in there, and nobody said anything in the locker room. And it was just like, after the game, everybody kind of like sat there and they were like, wow.
What's going on here, Phil? A little extracurricular activity down here. A lot of frustration coming out.
Now, you can't believe it. You'd almost think the AFC Championship was at stake. There's no time remaining. This ball game is over.
I'll tell you what, the Patriots better be a little bit careful here. I know they're frustrated, but it wouldn't take too much to get some of these dogs out of the stands down here on the field.
The final score, the Cleveland Browns 24, the New England Patriots 20. And in the last 4 minutes of this game, the Patriots had not one chance to win it, two outstanding opportunities to possibly win this ball game.
The Patriots were at a crossroad after 2 straight losses. They were a team with potential, a team with talent, but not yet a team with identity, and they were searching for answers.
A very difficult day for Coach Berry. Took on the threshold here, just didn't get the job done in the crunch.
Next time on a Patriots Super Bowl Sound Odyssey 1985, the turning point. An injury sparks a win streak and the beginning of a run that would change everything.
So the Grogan stats, he's only 2 for 9 in the second half. Has a